Winnie with Next Level Board Games, and today we're going to unbox Age of Innovation, a game designed by Helge Ostertag, illustrated by Alvaro Calvo Escudero of Feudorland, and published by Capstone Games. So this is a really big box, and it's also very heavy, as you can tell. So let's see what's inside. Ooh, it's a really heavy game. It's also slightly bigger than most boxes, because it's not square. All right, let's see. Okay. Woo, lots of parts. Okay, so here's the solo game, which I love when they split that up because it feels like, otherwise it can feel like the book is overwhelming to learn. And this does look, I think this is going to be slightly complex, but so here's all the different parts, which is helpful. And then some of the game setup and basically all the regular play. So this is going to take some time. I might look up a how do we play this video for this game just to see, oh, it's appendix. Oh, okay, well, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. There's a whole bunch of appendix for all the different cards and stuff and the different things. That's nice. Okay, I find that helpful sometimes. Okay, you can only fit so much words on small little boxes. Okay, whole bunch of bags, some cards, a little advertisement of other games I do. Woo, whole bunch of stuff. Okay, whole bunch of wooden cubes. I have not played this game, so I don't know. I'm assuming these are just tracking things, and they're just plain wooden cubes. Good at size, though. So, like for dexterity issues, like I don't know if you've ever played a game with a D4 dice. Those are, we find all the guys in the group cannot pick those up, and the ladies seem to do fine. But different dexterity things, right? I don't know if these are people or buildings, but they're really big and chunky. You can see kind of like how big those are. Easy to pick up. I'll give that up. Let's see. And then these are palaces. That's very cool. Oh, that one wasn't even close. So same color schemes, nice bright colors, like kind of like primary colors, but then also like brown, white, silver, black. So that's cool. Notice all the colors are vastly different. So if you have anybody with color blindness, shouldn't be an issue. Whole bunch more pieces. I guess I could go through these now. Let's see. This remind me of the little wooden pieces in Catan. Let's see. These are bridges. So again, we're gonna have all the same colors for all these parts. Oops. Just so you see a little bit of everything. And they're just little wood stick pieces. Those are bridges. I don't know if players select a color. If we do, I know which colors are going to be picked first. Black and green. And then these are, what are these? Power tokens. So these happen to be purple, and as you can see, they're really small. So those are considered power tokens, and there's quite a few of those, so 65. What else do we got here? Some more building type stuff. Status markers or turn order? No, it's got to be status. Let's see here. We got all kinds of stuff in here. So these remind me almost of like toy sets you had as kids. Different pieces. So these are going to be schools. Like these remind me of, they could almost be like Legos. Of course, these are also in every color. I just, of course, grabbed two of the same color. But those are going to be schools in that shape, and there's every color. Then there are guilds. So these ones kind of go like this. It almost kind of reminds me of some of the pieces in Tiny Towns. There's like all different kinds of buildings and things, right? And then here we've got, these are all different. Let's see here. We've got one monument, and then we've got 5 towers. There's a palace, like I already showed you, a university, a school. Okay, and then and then towers and a monument in the white color. So that's the mountain. That one seems obvious. Okay, and the towers kind of looks like a lighthouse type of thing. Let's see here. We've got some little almost diamond shapes, but not quite. These are annexes. And you'll see what I mean as soon as I bring this up here. Kind of like a diamond, but not quite. So a little bit more unique. Those are annexes. I think this is going to take some time to set up. This is a lot of parts. And then these must be status markers because it says 5 and I see 5 blue ones. So these are status markers. They're little little pegs, basically. So that's those. So these must be, you must be playing these by color. I wasn't sure. And then these are probably going to be, yeah, track markers. So again, 2 in every color for these. They're tracking different things of where you're at. What else? And I got 1 of each of these. So turn order marker. This must be a game for like a lot of people. I keep forgetting how many players. Woo! 1 to 5. Wait a minute. It says there's 1 to 5 players, but they're pecan. But there are 7 different colors. Whoops. Don't run away, green, my favorite color. So there's technically 7 colors, but there's only up to 5 players. So I guess you don't actually get a set of these. You must just, I'm not exactly sure how that works. I just know there's more colors than we need. Okay, and then what else do we have? My little houses, probably? Workshops. Okay, so then some, let me try to get this turned sideways. Kind of looks like a house with a chimney, but that's a workshop. So there's those, and a whole bunch of those in each of the color once again, right? And then last but not least, we have some meeples. So they're calling them scholars. So here's a bunch, oh, gotta get a green one in there. Here's a bunch of the scholars. So again, wooden pieces for play. That is a lot of stuff. So all of that was in this one bag here, all these parts. All right, then we've got, let's see, these look like they sort of go together here. Oh my gosh, okay. So then we've got a science display. And then we've also got additional innovation display sections and an innovation display base section. So I don't know if you set it up like this necessarily. Maybe? Okay. Well, it looks like it could. It can be set up like this, but it also looks like it could be done like this. So I'm not exactly sure what this extra would be for. Okay, just differences. So here's something we're definitely going to be doing, tracking something here. I just don't know exactly what. Our innovations, I guess. All right, there's those. And then we have our planning displays. 1 per terrain. Whoa. So black, green. So these are going to be our 7 colors, right? Red, yet blue. I wonder if the numbers are different. Or if anything's different. Now, they look the same, just they're all color coordinated though. So I'll show you where I'm looking at. It just happens that black and green are on top, so that's perfect. But like here you see the black meeples, the green meeples, or scholars, excuse me, and then like the different buildings that you can build in their respective colors. And the first thing I noticed was the background here. So that one's black and this one's green. So that's how I know. It does look like most of the other stuff is the same, except for up here, black is the top here and green's the top here. So whatever difference that makes. Otherwise, it seems like the rest of it is just color coordination. Oh wait, this is different right here. That part's different. So we'll have to see how all these different things play out. And you might not be able to see it, but these are dual layered boards. So, of course the wrong colors come out, but I don't know if these are the exact right spots for these, but just so you can see how it is, these are, so all of these parts are dual layered. Here and then in here. So, oh, if you go too far, they will eventually fall off. But it made it a long way. So basically you can see that the dual layered boards are going to hold your stuff in place, which is really nice. We like that. So easy to accidentally bump something and knock it over and you're like, oh no, where was that? Get excited playing the game, right? Okay, so then we got the other colors. We've got red, blue, really bright colors. That's what kind of made me think of the primary colors, just really bright. I like the silver too, so I'm a huge fan of gray. And then this one's going to be that brown color, and then the yellow. But like, look how bright that yellow is. Really bright. Really stands out on the board. So depending upon what you're looking for. And then we've got the actual game board. Ooh. This reminds me of like, Arc Nova. So many pieces. Like, where am I going with all that? Okay. So then here, let me slide these over. I think this looks like goes like this. Okay. And, oh, maybe not. Nope, because look at the numbers. It's actually sideways. Okay. So it looks like our counter starts down way down here and it goes like to 20, 50, 70, and then all the way around to 100. So a bunch of little different hex areas and a bunch of broken like bridges. So I'm going to guess maybe over time you can build those with tokens. And then, let's see, we also have some cards. Let's see here. Oh, this is, oops, I should have brought that back. This is all solo play. Okay, so then there's a deck of cards for all the solo play, which is easily identified by this icon here, which matches, usually they have it shown here, but oh, of course they don't. Oh, right there. There it is right there. So the Atoma Factory, who often does the solo pieces. So if you look at those two, they match. And that's a neat way to identify the pieces you don't need if you're not playing solo mode. All right, and then we have other cards. So these look like they might be faction cards. Oh yeah, so here's a card for each one of your, for the factions, and then the back side is blank. So I wonder, you might random draw these, I'm not sure. But there's definitely one for each faction. So you can see all the different colors. And you'll notice that each one of them has something unique on the bottom. So that might be a little bit of a start. That might be something you apply when you first start, and it's a uniqueness to that faction. We'll have to find out. So there's those little, let's see here. Some, oh, again, solo cards, right? So we don't need those. I'm going to separate those. Any other ones are solo? Oh yeah, all of these. Okay. Well, that makes that easy. So that's really helpful that they identify those like. And then at that point, it's just a bunch of cards and tokens and pieces. Okay, so I got all kinds of terrain tiles. Terrain tiles on the other punch boards turned out a little bit too large. Please use the tiles from this punch board instead. Oh, interesting. Which ones do they mean? Now I'm curious, I have to see, are they really different? They are, barely. Okay, so it's hard to see, but I'll show you like this. So those technically are different. So there's different sets of punch tiles in here. I'll separate them out. But apparently one was too big. So if I'm trying to fit, oh yeah, that does fit perfect. Oh, I see. Okay, and that goes like over, kind of over all the edges. So if you had a bunch together, I could see where it would maybe not fit. Okay. So we definitely don't want to use those. We can put those aside for something else. So looks like this replaces all the ones that are mixed up and over here. Okay. So here's one big set of terrain tiles. That's basically probably all the terrain tiles we want. And we probably won't use any of the ones that are on these other boards that are just terrain, because yeah, they're kind of like squeezed in. And then there's even some more here too. Okay, so terrain tiles. And then these other ones, we've got all kinds of other stuff. So we've got coins. Looks like these are palace tiles. Okay, so basically a whole bunch of tiles and setup, some of which I look familiar based on our player boards, our faction boards. So there's those. Same thing, again, more of the same stuff. There's X tokens. I don't know how those are used yet. That sounds interesting. And this piece right here looks interesting because look at this. So it's a cog and it looks exactly like what's on the board. So I wonder if this is a way to like randomize the game. Were there more of those? Oh yeah, one right here. Look at this. Oh, sweet. Okay, so this might just be a way to like randomize the game. There's also one over here and a bunch more monies. Notice each of the type of money, the denomination is a different size. We really like that because it makes it so much easier to make sure you're grabbing the right ones. Here's one more. And then two more. Okay, cool. So this is probably, I'm going to guess this is a way to like randomize these. Different from what's printed on the board. You could randomize these. And then what else? We got some other boards. I don't know exactly where these things go. Oh, these are round bonus tiles right here. There's lots of different pieces in here. City tiles, those are city tiles. That makes sense. Competency tiles, 4 area score tiles. Oh, for a 2-player game. So if you're playing with 2 players, you would use those, which we probably won't. These are different round score tiles. So it looks like there's lots of ways to make each game slightly unique. And kind of like Wingspan, right? Where you put out different goals for each round and those constantly change. Then we've also got different factions. And then these are action overviews. Oh. I think this is like to show you what can be done. And they're like kind of like your player aids, right? And then this might be the round marker right here. Turn order display. Okay, this is the turn order display. It seems like a round marker to me, but we'll have to figure out how that works. And then here's more of those player aids. They're just in cardboard version instead of cards. And then more of the different factions. Whatever all these are, a whole bunch of these. Whoops. And then also more of the innovation tiles and then the round bonus tiles. So lots of pieces going on there. I wonder if these go, no, those are sideways. Huh. We'll have to figure out where they go. I almost thought they fit there, but I don't think they do. So that's everything that's in Age of Innovation. It's a lot and a lot of pieces that I'm not sure exactly how they play out. The one thing that was interesting to note is that there was sort of a replacement sheet for terrain tiles because the original terrain tiles were just like a little bit too big to fit on the board and actually fit within the spaces. So it's important to notice that. I also really like the dual playered faction boards. I love the colors. So like this is a really vibrant yellow, but also these are all dual layered. So your parts and the pieces are going to stay better. The player aids that are cardboard, like that one's something different, but these ones, and I'm sure there's more, I just didn't poke them out. So those are kind of nice, they're really sturdy. And there's a ton of tokens and a ton of pieces. These are schools and there's meeples and trackers and universities and palaces. There's just all kinds of, there's lots of pieces. So there's a whole bunch of pieces and then there's also some cards and stuff as well. So we're gonna have to dig into this one. The book is a little bit longer, but there is a nice appendix at the back that's several pages that talks about all the different parts and pieces and how they work. Because you can only get so much content on a small little piece, right? So a lot of times it's easier with an explanation. So that's everything in Age of Innovation. Thanks for watching Next Level Board Games.